Have you ever heard of a quiet revolution? No, it's not about whispering secrets, but about whispers that change the world. In the hushed tones of libraries and behind closed doors, some of the greatest breakthroughs happen. Today we bring you a series called Silent Sparks, where we shine a light on those who made history in quiet ways. In our first episode, we look at how one man's code-breaking feat ushered in a new era of technology. It's hard to believe that even in the age of the internet, there are still parts of our daily life that are touched by codes. From the security of online banking to keeping your Wi-Fi connection secure. Codes are all around us, but it wasn't too long ago that codes were not just something typed on a keyboard, but machines. Enter Alan Turing. It was the year 1938. A chill wind swept through London as people hurried home after a day at war. But inside a modest office, a storm was brewing, not of rain and wind, but of numbers and letters. There was a young mathematician named Alan Turing. He sat staring at a strange-looking machine. It was no ordinary device. It was a German Enigma encryption machine. Its keys clicked like a typewriter, but instead of forming words, they created a secret language. This machine was the brainchild of German engineers. They thought it was unbreakable, a fortress of secrecy. And indeed it was. For months, its coded messages went undetected, hiding dangerous secrets from the prying eyes of Britain. Then suddenly, just as dawn broke over London, a breakthrough. Someone had cracked the Enigma code. Turing and his team weren't just breaking codes, they were building a silent weapon. Their victories were written not in gunpowder and steel, but in binary and circuits. It's a story that's almost like a forgotten war, a battle fought not on battlefields, but in the minds of brilliant thinkers. This is the tale of how Alan Turing and his team silently won a war. In a time when wars were decided by tanks and fighter jets, Turing and his team waged their war on desks and with typewriters. The weapon of choice, the Enigma machine. Imagine a typewriter that types in secret. You press a key and out comes a letter, but not the letter you pressed. Instead, it prints a different one. For example, if I type the letter A, it might print Z. This jumbled alphabet is the essence of the Enigma machine. With each turn of its wheel, the machine jumbles the message, turning it into a secret code. The Germans trusted Enigma to protect their secrets, from military plans to diplomatic talks. The British couldn't read these messages. It was like trying to understand a language where the dictionary changes every day. But this didn't discourage them. The need to crack the Enigma code grew urgent. If Germany invaded Britain, as it had done with Poland, having the edge in communication would be crucial. So the British government turned to the experts. Enter Alan Turing. At the age of 37, he was already a legend in the world of mathematics. His mind was a labyrinth of logic and algorithms, perfect for tackling the Enigma machine. His colleagues looked at him with admiration and a bit of apprehension. The task was daunting. Many believed it was impossible. Could Turing and his team really break the German seemingly unbreakable code? Turing and his team began their work in a modest building tucked away in a quiet part of London. No flashy equipment, just desks, typewriters, and a burning desire to solve the puzzle. As days turned into weeks, the pressure mounted. The fate of nations, it seemed, rested on the shoulders of this small, unassuming team. Then came the moment that changed everything. They had decoded the first message. It was a German naval code. Once deciphered, it revealed plans for a U-boat attack on a merchant ship convoy. You can't win a war by reading one message, but this was just the start. Every successful crack at the Enigma code gave the Allies valuable intelligence. Soon, Turing's team was decoding an average of 2 German messages a day. It was like having a spy in every German camp, a silent observer privy to their every move. But how did they do it? How did they break the back of an encryption machine that was supposed to be unbreakable? The answer lies in the quiet hum of the machines in the room. No loud explosions, just the steady click of gears. Turing and his team built a machine called the bomb. It wasn't a bomb, but a marvel of engineering. It mimicked the Enigma machine, but instead of a human operator, it had a calculating mind. A mind that could test thousands of possibilities in minutes, not hours. The bombs were operated by women known as code breakers. Their job was far from easy. They had to feed the machine with possible starting numbers for the Enigma's rotors. It was like guessing a lock's combination, but with hundreds of thousands of possibilities. But they didn't just guess. They used captured German messages, bits of information they already had, and with clever deduction, whittled down the options. Then when the bombs started clicking rapidly, they knew they were getting close. It was like the machine itself was guiding them towards the right answer. The victory over Enigma wasn't just a military triumph. It was a technological revolution. It proved that machines could think, or at least mimic the human ability to reason. It planted the seeds of what would become computers. In fact, some historians believe that Turing's wartime work with the bombs laid the foundations of the world's first store-programmed computer. But why should you care about a war that ended before many of us were born? Because the impact of Turing's work continues to echo in our everyday lives. The quiet victory in Bletchley Park changed the course of history. Historians agree that the breaking of the Enigma code shortened World War II by 2 years. That's thousands of days saved, millions of lives spared. But what's even more remarkable is the silence that followed. The work in Bletchley Park remained top secret for decades. The men and women who cracked the code became known as humble code breakers. Their names were kept out of history books and their faces away from the public eye. They went back to their normal lives, often choosing to forget their extraordinary role in the war. So why don't we know their names? After the war, the British government kept secret the extent of the code-breaking operations. The world knew that Enigma had been cracked, but not how or by whom. It wasn't until decades later that the true story started to emerge. By then, many of the code breakers had retired, some even choosing to destroy the memories of their work. But why all the secrecy? Why hide such a monumental achievement? The simple answer was strategy. Revealing how Enigma was broken could tip off other nations, revealing secrets that could change the world. For years, the world operated under the shadow of Bletchley Park. Nations realized they could no longer rely on unbreakable codes. Turing and his team had raised the bar, proving that what seemed impossible was just a challenge waiting for a brilliant mind to take it up. So the next time you send a message or receive one, remember the silent heroes of Bletchley Park. Their legacy isn't just in the codes they broke, but in the world they helped to shape. Can you imagine a world without computers or the internet? Without Turing? That might have been our reality. Do you want to know more about Silent Sparks? Subscribe so you never miss an episode. It's all here. The untold stories that have shaped our world. We bring history to life because understanding the past is crucial to navigating the present and the future. So join us on this journey and let's explore together. If you enjoyed this episode, show us by hitting the thumbs up. Share it with friends and leave a comment below with your thoughts or suggestions for future episodes. Your engagement fuels our journey. Thanks for watching. Until next time.